Thank you so much, David, for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
It's great to have you right now. We need to critically look at the provisional list submitted by Coach Jose Posiero. The list did leak, yes. And before you know it, December 14, we did see the list because it was the deadline day issued by CAF. What do you think about the 40-man provisional squad for the AFCON 2023? Does the list inspire confidence from you? Because there are some questionable names in that list and unexplainable omissions from the list. What do you think about it?
For me, the list that has been flying up and down. Some said it's 40, some said it's 50. But until yesterday, we saw another one and all that. But if you look at it, they still have similarities. If you look at the list that's been going on even before this very one, I was still waiting for Nigerian Football Federation to officially put that out. Well, that didn't happen. I was thinking maybe because of some dodgy list or names that have been included on the list, which are very, very clear of. There's no place for apology here as I'm speaking.
Okay.
The likes of Musa has no place in that team. I don't care what anybody thinks. He's not bringing any value to the team. Trust me, that's one. The likes of Dennis Emmanuel on the list as well. That's another one. Jordan Toru Adiga or something. Only just played one game. Absolutely, also on that list. Those are question marks. Trust me. And then you wonder if you're adding Musa to that list. That means you're saying to us that one young player will definitely, be sacrificed up front. Who that player will be, I don't know. Would it be Taylor? Would it be Orban is not there anyway. But for me, if you're looking at the team, you look at the spine of the team. Up front, one of the spine is Victor Osimhen. And in the middle, you find Wilfred Didi in any team. And then at the back, you look at the likes of Leon Balogun. Leon Balogun can comfortably, I would say to you, beat my chest anywhere, can comfortably play alongside the likes of Troost-Ekong. They've always done that. They're the best pairing that you've ever imagined when it comes to the Super Eagles defensive line. And then also, Leon can as well play and tutor and help the likes of Bassi. Has been a good pairing as well. Those are the things you don't get easily.
Okay.
Leon Balogun is one of the most intelligent defender. Defending is not about power. It's not about I can do this, I can run. It's more about how you read game, how you pick up red flags and all that. So looking at that list, I think for Nigerian Football Federation to think maybe because Leon has been outspoken about them, they decide to blacklist him, to take him out of the team is absolutely disgusting. Trust me.
All right, you've made some observation there, reservations too. The mention of Captain Ahmed Musa, don't you think it will be a kind of a boost, a motivational boost? He's got the experience going to the African Cup of Nations, but the most important criticism coming from fans, football fans and consigned football analysts, they have questioned why the Nigerian Football Federation and Jose Posiero included Kelechi Nwakali in the midfield. Why not a gift Emmanuel Oban, as you did say? Nwakali has gone to 2 Nations Cup, by my record, without playing a single match. And why yet do we have him there? I still want to ask that question.
And these are times for me. I think what they do when they're putting up a list like this, at the end you wonder, you'll see what the 23-man or the 27, whatever they want to call it, would look like. Trust me, it will be a sort of a political type of inclusion. Okay, we want to have few Igbo boys here, Yoruba boys here must be on the list. You don't have to do that. Trust me. If all the best players are coming from the north, boom, play them. If all the best legs are coming from the south, play them. If all the best are coming from the west, play them. Stop putting politics in football and trying to make sure that you want to balance things or balance that. No. Nwakali has picked up, a bit of form wherever he is now at this present time playing. But do they really, is he probably going to bring something different, to the table? That I'm not very, very sure. Orban has picked up form, has been playing very well. He was unlucky not to play in the qualifiers, that he got injured and all that. Why not just look at it? This is the best time. I think they've got a preparatory game that they're probably going to play before the AFCON. This is a good time for the manager to look at it, and that's why I said this list is not just to do with Parceiro. It's got a massive hand from the Nigerian Football Federation, and they are playing to interest of certain people within the NFF and within the football stakeholders.
Okay, the omission of Gift Orban interests me a lot. Do you think his omission may be related to the fact that the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, are unwilling to gamble with his controversial international status? I remember the forward was... he qualifies to play for Togo, of course. He was born and raised in the West African country, although gang forward Gift Orban claims his father hails from Benue State. Do you think Nigerian Football Federation are still in limbo concerning his international status? That's why they omitted him.
I think that shouldn't be a question to anything to raise any highbrow talk. If you want somebody, take for example, let's flip it around. Say, for example, it's Victor Osimhen that is banging those goals and is in between those two countries. Would you say that Nigerian Football Federation would say they don't want to dabble into? They dabble into English national team, struggling and dragging to say this one has to play for Nigeria and all that. They do all these things and they get away with it. Trust me, they don't want to do it. It's because of an interest. It's because of some people within it that they think a space will be out. Yes, like I said to you, Orban could come in and then Musa would not be called upon. Trust me, he won't. Because if Orban is there, Musa won't be. Now they may say, well, Nathan Taylor is just coming into the frame. Blah, blah, blah. He's not going to be there. Someone has to drop for Musa to come in. That is my problem. And what justifies this inclusion? Forget about leadership. Forget about this. This is selfish related inclusion. Somebody thinking he owns the Nigerian national team. Trust me, he has not been playing. They recently just played in cup games. I don't know whatever the club is doing. These are fringe players that plays in cup games. They put him in there to play for Sivasspor. Now he's coming to AFCON. Musa just wants to be in AFCON. He has said he wants to be in the World Cup. Assuming we qualify for the World Cup, he would have gone to the World Cup. He wants to. These are the things you don't see. These are the things you can't think because you've been in the team for a while, you want to, pile up caps and be the most longest killing concubine. It's absolutely disgusting. Trust me. I'm so pissed off. I won't lie to you this morning. I saw the list. I said I wasn't going to speak about it. But look, believe me, I don't care what anybody thinks. Nigerian football is not owned by one individual.
All right.
We cannot allow people to just think they can do whatever they like and then turn things around. So for me, Orban should have been considered in that squad and Leon Balogun should have been in that squad.
All right, well, that means we'll be crossing our fingers for injuries on the list. Maybe that can give a chance to the names that you've mentioned now. But let's look at the Nigerian Premier Football League. The NFF have always said that they would want to promote the league at this time. Now, all 3 slots for the domestic league players went to goalkeepers. And I'm wondering why. No single outfield player from the local league was included to grace this provisional squad. Was that really a great decision from Jose Posiero and the NFF?
I'm telling you, it's not. It is absolutely the poorest decision. Trust me, I'm a fan of Nigerian Football League. I'm a fan of anything local. I'm a fan of you having, Nigerian coaches being given opportunities. There are many of them. If you're talking of Nigerian coaches, it's only related to coaches back home. It is a combination of Nigerian coaches in diaspora as well. So when you see anything Nigeria, encourage them. So I get this headache when people say, oh, we want a coach from South Africa to be Nigerian national. It's a big slap on a country that says he has over 200 and something million people. And you're telling me a South African coach that never made or that didn't do anything, spectacular with his own national team would then come and take the Super Eagles and then you dump your own local coaches or Nigerian coaches for such a coach. It's absolutely bizarre. And then coming back to the players, look, there are players in that league, in that Nigerian league, that will bring hunger. The likes of Sunday Uba was picked up by Stephen Keshi, the likes of Obabona and all that. They come into the frame. One thing you don't miss or you don't lose from these home-based players is this. One, they are hungry. They will give you 120% commitment. They will do the same thing you're seeing in Osimhen. Osimhen, people are seeing today, is the suffer, omitotita, pure water that you are sold on the streets with 1 naira inside sun. That is what you're seeing translating on that pitch. So you need one or two, especially in that midfield where you need some form of ruggedness, somebody that wants to die on the pitch for just this green and white colors. But look, here we are. They're putting and looking at players. I know who is pulling the string. You have to look at what needs to be done. Use that slot for a proper outfit player, especially in an area you think we are still struggling to get creativity, which is midfield. And you can't tell me there's no one creative midfielder in all the pyramids of leagues that we have, not just in NPFL. We look down to NNL and NLO. There will be one young player that will make a difference. But look, here we are, Parceiro, sitting in Portugal, picking list, NFF, doing whatever they like in their office. They're absolutely annoying.
All right, we understand your reservations concerning this list. I'm also a bit bothered about the midfield. I've seen the resurgence from Alex Iwobi. Joe Aribo that's not got enough game time has been listed in the midfielders list. Wilfred Ndidi, who plays in the championship, is in the list. But I'm wondering who would be, of course, the carrier of the midfield at this time. The under-20 boys who had great exploits, of course, this year at the World Cup. We didn't even see any of them given a chance, and we're talking about continuity. In the midfield, who do you think would be the carrier there? Because our problem has come from the midfield, the close period we've played.
Look, midfield is the nucleus of a team. Nucleus of a team where everything happens. If your team will be dealt with, it starts from your midfield. If you have a weaker midfield, it will affect whatever you put at the back. If you like, you put Van der Sar in goal and then put Rio Ferdinand 64 in the defense. They will beat them well. So your midfield has to be very, very solid. They have to be able to keep ball, keep passes, being creative enough, think outside the box, and it's very important we look at that. As this minute, this Parceiro has never has brought anything unique to this team. We don't know how he plays. We don't know his formation. We don't know his style, his philosophy, his coaching methodology. He doesn't speak English very clearly. How do you want to do what? Communicate and pass your information to these players. Look, why you're not getting commitment from these players coming from, so-called, elite league in Europe is simple. Look, they're coming from an high standard coaching environment where a coach knows what he wants. They spell out what they want, and then you tell players to go and do it. Look, there's nobody.
Joseph Parceiro is the problem here. David, are you saying Joseph Parceiro?
He is the biggest number one problem first. One, you can't if you put players on the pitch to go and play, they will do whatever they like. That is why you need a coach. You see, whatever a coach has in his brain, in his idea, in his philosophy, what he wants to do is what he then, mold the players to go and do on the pitch. When they do something contrary, it takes them off. So Joseph Parceiro has not been able to do that for the past a year plus, and that's why I'm very, very critical about him. So now having to look at a player outside that can do the job for you. Say, for example, an home-based player or a player from the shores of the diaspora to come in and be that creative link that you need is another big blow. If you look at the Under-20 World Cup, there's still a player that has that same energy. It's just that I've not been talking too much about his name. Is that boy that plays in Heyimba. I don't know what's his status now, but it's unfortunate that he was 16, 15 years and all that. I've forgotten his nickname that they were calling him. He is one player that gives you everything. He wants to die on it because he's still hungry. And then there's another boy that was in the midfield, one Igbo boy that plays in Europe as well, like that. But tell me, where are they? And then that little boy, still has a long way. They can't just come into Super Eagles. But you need to grow. But it's just because we don't have that progression, that stability, that structure to encourage and bring in these players. Now we're going out there. There's no one single home base on the pitch. And you're telling me in all Nigeria, there's no one creative player. Then we are a joke.
Let's look at the defense. The defense is another very important part of formation football formation for 11 going to execute a game, especially for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, was got a hashtag, let us do it again, if we even got ready to do it again this time. Let's say our centre-backs for the African Cup of Nations are Troost-Ekong, Calvin Bassey, and Semi Ajayi, looking at Omerio and also Awaziem. What stats in defence if we have these centre-backs already listed in the provisional squad?
Yeah, but what you have to look at is you can't pair Ekong and Bassey together. They are similar. They are the same player, and but too much power. That's why you need somebody that is intelligent, that is a bit calmer, that reads and understands the game, that can picture an hazard before it happens. And that's why I kept saying that's why Leon is very, that's why they complement each other. So you need someone that is a bit aggressive. That is where Bassey falls in. That is where Ekong falls in, aggressiveness. But then you need somebody that is a bit calmer, that understands. That is where the Semi Ajayi comes into play in that sense. But my problem is you can never pair Semi Ajayi and Bassey together going into an AFCON. They are not prepared. They're not fully ready. They're still exposed. Trust me, they open them up easily. So that is why you need someone that can pair any of both. That is why Leon can pair any of those two. Turaringa has never experienced African football. Trust me. Trust me, look, I just want them to see things in a way, let's see it as Nigeria. We're going out there as Nigerians. Let's leave away all our differences. Whatever Leon Balogun has done or said in the past, put it in the back. What you need to look at is Nigeria is the goal. We're going out there for something unique, for something for everybody. Leave any of the grudges that anyone has done in the past. Let's go out there and play this tournament to excel, to get better from where we left it before. And that's what I want to see. For me, it's not about the winning. It's about going into the tournament where we left the other time. Can we do better? That is how you can measure your progression. So if you go out there and win the tournament, that is just an icing on the cake, just like Morocco did. They went to the World Cup. Nobody thought they will get to semifinals. Their target was, listen, let's get out of the group. Then we start doing what? Measuring our progress as we go on. And they did what anyone never expected. So these are the things you want to see in terms of progression. We don't have that. We don't measure anything. NFL doesn't measure anything. All they do is put players on the field, bring money, and just don't go on. No structure, nothing, is absolutely annoying. So as it is, the defense line is still not very, very solid. Omeru is struggling with pace. Age is catching up. I won't lie to you, he is struggling big time. And you cannot tell me you put Omeru ahead of Leon. It's really, really, really annoying.
I do know for sure that no one has ever given the Nigerian Super Eagles a chance. I remember in 2013 when they lifted that trophy, we never gave them a chance, but they lifted that trophy. The Super Eagles have got a hashtag, let us do it again. I'm hoping that when the list is cut down to 27, as given by the Confederation of African Football, might see names that would gain confidence, our confidence back in the team.